Nah.
Should we just start this over again and like?
Yeah.
Yeah, alright, fine. We'll just start over. Alright, this is like take number 3 of this now. It's like, hopefully it doesn't die. Well, of course, it's new batteries this time. Anyways, hey guys, it's me, Ninetales89 here. If you're wondering why I'm doing this on my other friend's channel, it's because it is a video that, she requested me to do. So I was like, okay, sure, why not? Okay. And plus, I guess people also want to hear my thoughts on like what I think of the Amazing Spider-Man trailer, not just the trailer, but the whole reboot as a whole. Like if it's a good thing, if it's a bad thing, or if it's, even worth actually, making. Alright, now, in case you don't know, and in case you've been living under a rock, the Amazing Spider-Man series is a comic book series, of course, of Spider-Man, but it's a different type of series. It's more edgier and more, darker than, like, the original, Marvel
Sam Raimi.
Yeah, the Sam Raimi films. Well, actually, no, I mean, not the films, I'm sorry. Wait, was I right about that?
Well, yeah, it was more like classic. But
it was like more classic 60s/80s, 90s, whatever Spider-Man cartoons they used to get back in the day. You can imagine that, but with just a little bit more darker like stuff. Not too much, just like a little bit of like drama and stuff. What this is basically an origin telling of not really of Spider-Man, but more of Peter Parker's like true life perspective, like what he's been going through like in life. Because people rejected him and like they think he's like all weird and he's not really, he's like antisocial. They try to avoid him as soon as possible. So all Peter Parker really wanted in life was just pretty much, to have, friends of his own and stuff like that, but it never happened. But one day, of course, we all know how it went, the biter spit him, radioactive spider, he became not only Spider-Man, but he didn't want that type of power. He didn't want that because at first he was trying to not to, because he thinks it would, like, take over his entire life, like school, blah, blah, blah. But then, he realizes that, because of this, maybe he'll get more attention and pretty much, make a name for himself as like a hero for not just, his friends, but for the entire city for him to recognize. Even though nobody really recognizes him, at least not yet. Maybe I haven't read too much in the later Amazing Spider-Man series, so I don't know if anybody else knows his true identity or whatever. I don't know about Mary Jane. I know in the second movie, well, even though that wasn't canon to that, she knew who he actually was. She figured it out, but that's more distant from the actual Amazing Spider-Man series comic books that came out. Now, when I saw the trailer for this, I'm thinking, wow, this is actually kind of new. This is actually something I was not expecting for the actual Spider-Man movies, because as we all know, there's no Spider-Man 4. That got canceled off. There was supposed to be a Spider-Man 4, but that idea was dropped like about a year or two ago. And they decided, instead of just creating a fourth sequel, and pretty much, people are kind of distant now, because ever since Spider-Man 3 came out, like, I don't think anybody wanted a part 4. I mean, some of the people did. They wanted to make up for all the, all the shit they went through for the third movie. God knows how much I hate that movie as well. I mean, I don't hate it too much, but it's just the way they did it was just, nah, it was not a good idea at all. And second of all, it had nothing to do with the actual story. It just kept putting a lot of filler and stuff like that had nothing to do, and especially since Venom was only in it for like 10 minutes or 15 minutes, whatever. And like that was it. We never see him again. So it's like, I don't know. People were really just disappointed with this third installment of the series. So they're thinking, a lot of people didn't really want a part 4. So like, why don't we just create a reboot to make it more based on the Amazing Spider-Man series, which is a little more darker and edgier and truthful to the Spider-Man origin. So it's like, okay, fine, they'll do that. However, one director already dropped out, as you all know, was the original, I think was the original for the original Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
The first three.
Sam Raimi.
Sam Raimi, yeah. They wanted him to do it, but he said, no, I don't want to do it, because I got too many other movies besides that. He wants to move on from Spider-Man. He doesn't want to go back into that range of Spider-Man. He just doesn't want to do that. People just don't realize that. It's like, let him do what he has to do. If he doesn't want to do Spider-Man, then, that's his decision. He just doesn't want to do Spider-Man anymore. Maybe he wants to work on more other type of films besides based on Spider-Man, like anything. It don't even matter at all. But technically, fans just do not realize that. They're just so dickhead. They're like, no, we want him back because he's like the best, and he made the first, well, two like movies like really good. Some people say the third too, but I rarely see people say all three of them were good. But people kept, saying like, no, we want him. It's like, no, forget about it. Let the new director do what he has to do. Maybe he'll make this a lot better than, the original three trilogy that came out like in the 2000s decade. Who knows? Maybe this will actually be the Spider-Man movie people have been wanting. More origin to the comic book. Look at the new Batman series of movies that came out in the 2000 decade. With Batman Begins, I think the first one was called. Batman Begins and Batman The Dark Knight. Those two were more faithful to the actual comic, the actual comic books. They were more faithful. They were more up to the origins of Batman. He saw his parents murdered in front of him. He became this dark, edgy hero that, pretty much wants to be payback for all the bad in the world, but he's more of a darker type of superhero. Well, with Batman's case is a little more different because his series of comic books are a little more. I mean, yeah, of course there's comedy in there too, but it's really more serious and way more darker than what Spider-Man thinks. People are like, why does Spider-Man have to be so dark? Because isn't Spider-Man always the happy-go-lucky hero that always just swings into whoever does like a bank robbery? They're like, Spider-Man, beats the bad guy, and then all of a sudden, next episode, we see, oh my God, Green Goblin's doing something else. Spider-Man, oh my God, they have a little dialogue, then boom, 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 fight each other, whatever. It's not gonna be that way anymore. Those days are over with. People gotta realize, the true fans want a comic book movie based on the comic book. I mean, okay, maybe it won't be 100%. I mean, sometimes you don't get actually 100%. Rarely in any type of like adaptations. You rarely don't anymore nowadays. But at least they're trying to make it something that the true fans have been wanting for over a decade now. They finally want the true movie to Spider-Man. Let them have it. People wanted a true origin to Batman since, Joel Schumacher, screwed up on the two Batman films. Well, actually one Batman film. Well, Forever wasn't that bad. Batman and Robin was just, no. Just thank God they fired that guy. Let's see. Yeah, because, thank God since the new director came along.
Hey, nothing wrong with Batman and Robin. What the fuck?
I hated that movie. Are you kidding? That was the gayest movie ever made.
Think about the old days.
Oh.
Batman and Robin was the first thing that people loved.
Well, okay, well, maybe in the 90s it wasn't that bad, but, like, when you look at it now, it's just, like, it just wasn't that great of a movie. I mean...
It was awesome.
Oh, my God.
I mean, if you like it, that's fine.
We gotta continue with the thing because I don't want the minutes to run out.
Right. Sorry.
Yeah.
Getting back on top. I mean, that's fine, people like the movie, that's fine. Me, I just did not like it. Even when I was a kid, I did not even... Well, when I was a kid, when I saw them... Okay, I know it's off topic. When I saw the movie, at the end, critics booed, they threw stuff at it. There, I said it. It was... I mean... It was kind of not too bad in a sense. I mean, there were moments that were good, sort of, but it just, wasn't the Batman film that, that I Forever was 100 times better. And with the Two-Face and the Riddler, that was awesome. Jim Carrey was an awesome Riddler. I don't care what anybody says. And, like, the villains for that were actually, really nice. But Batman and Robin, you had puns of the Ice Age and what killed the dinosaur, like, ice, cool party, stay cool, the stupid cold puns that were just so stupid. Then, with the whole Poison Ivy thing, which was like, whatever. So,
sexy.
Well, okay, I'm getting...
Back to the Spider-Man.
Sorry. Anyways, people just don't want a mockery of a series that's been actually pretty good for, like, over decades and decades of years already. They just want it to be true to the source material. I mean, yeah, again, I said it's not 100%, but who cares? At least it's close enough to an adaptation, unlike the 3 movies that we got were just Warren, and you know, there won't be any more campy writing, like no more corny dialogue and stuff like that. It will just be straight from the comic book script, and maybe some dialogues and stuff of their own if they add extra stuff in, and whatever. Bam, there's your movie right there, you know? That's what people have been wanting for, like, you know, over a decade, but they never got that. They just got this, you know, campy, look at me, I'm Spider-Man, I'm gonna go save the day, oh my god, there's evil approaching, and, you know, it's just like live action, the good old days, but I guess it's a little more better than the cartoons, I would say, because at least, you know, they do have serious moments, unlike in the cartoons where it's just, you know, just silly and, like, you know, okay, except for the 90s cartoon. The 90s cartoon was actually close to being, you know, dramatic in some sense, but not a lot, but just a little bit. Yeah, but really, all I gotta say for this is just, you know, I'm really excited for this, actually. This is what I've been waiting for like, over a decade myself. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have no problems with the first Spider-Man, the second. The third, yeah, was... But it had moments also that were kind of okay and good. But you know, I don't have a problem with the originals. It's just this is what I've wanted for the longest time. You know, this is what I've been wanting. This is what true fans have been wanting. You know, you just gotta let it go. You know, he's not gonna come back to Spider-Man. Just let it go. Let the new director do his thing. You know, I might like this dude. Maybe if he makes more sequels to this, you know, we can forget all about the first 3 Spider-Mans and move on with these new, you know, suckers that come out, you know? So, well, that's all I really gotta say on this. I mean, of course, we only saw, like, a trailer, so I can't really judge, but by looking at it so far, this is gonna be a really great film. I can already tell.
I heard that they're planning on doing a sequel also.
Oh, good. See, there you go. So... maybe this will be, you know, actually a good thing for the Spider-Man franchise to get a more better, serious look.
And maybe, hopefully, Mary Jane and J. Jonah Jameson will come, you know, because they can't always put every character in the first one. That could be later, you know.
Yeah, later on. Yeah, not really like right now. That's like too soon.
Exactly. This is about the origin. This isn't about like...
You know, the newer stuff that happens in the comic books of today, really.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. So people just gotta realize it's the origins, the original origins. It's based on the comic books. It's more truthful. It's not something that they're just gonna like make up and just say like, this guy died. We know he didn't die in the comic, but we're just gonna make him die in the movie. You know, just to piss fans off. You know, that's pretty much what they're doing. They just don't really. They didn't believe it. I hate to say this, but the first 3, they didn't really care about their fans. They just made up their own trilogy of script to make it more like kid friendly, not just the kids, but more older family, teenagers, blah blah, whatever. But the way they did it was just, you know, not the way that real fans didn't really want this. They really wanted a true comic book, because every time I see true fans say like, "Oh, look, another Spider-Man movie," and they just like laugh at it. It's like, really? I mean, like, come on now, really? Like this isn't like dramatic. This is like garbage or whatever. But to me, I enjoyed it. I didn't care. To be honest with you, I enjoyed, you know, some of the older Spider-Man films. You know, I enjoy them. I didn't really, you know, care that much. Up until now, when I look at, you know, the original comics, like now I keep up to date. Like back then I wasn't really up to date. When I, you know, recently in this generation, I went up to date. What the hell am I saying? I went up to date. I saw the Amazing Spider-Man and I loved it. Oh, it looks like the... Alright, so I better...
No, I'm just trying to rest my hands.
Oh, well, I'm probably just going to end it anyway. Alright, so, anyways, I'm really looking forward to this. I think it's going to be an amazing movie. By all means, I think this is going to be really good. So, I'm looking forward to this next year. And also, of course, The Dark Knight Rises. So, that's 2 comic book movies I'm looking forward to so far. So, you know, if Iron Man can do a really good reboot, if the Hulk can do a really great reboot, I don't see why, you know, Spider-Man could do a great job as well. So, we'll see what happens. That's all I gotta say. So, see you guys.